And in my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. The dreams we have, the love we share, this is why we're waiting.
What's up, guys? This is going to be my Nexus 7 review. This is my first ever review for any sort of product on YouTube, so just bear with me if you're not the biggest fan of it. I'm going to try and get some points across what I think about the device, some negatives, some positives, but overall I'll start off with I think it is a great device, and anyone thinking about buying one of these, I wouldn't hesitate too much. You won't regret it, in my opinion. I'll just start off with the actual design. The design of the device. It's quite thin. It's a 7-inch screen, and when you first get the device, it will be set to portrait mode, so vertical. It's made by ASUS, whatever you want to call them. You might be able to see the embedded logo there. It's got a port at the bottom for charging and connecting to your computer. You got your auxiliary headphone jack. On the side, you've got your power on/off button. Sorry, very bad angle. It's a very bad angle I'm filming at. This is your power on and off button. I don't know if you can see that very clearly. And then your volume rockers. You've got your speaker. Is it along the bottom? Yeah. Speaker here, and a front-facing camera. There's no reverse camera. There's just the logo. It actually feels really nice, the actual material they've used, and it's definitely stylish. And the price point, this is the 16GB version. It was $199, that's pounds. I think in the US it's $249. Might be wrong. The 8GB version is £159. I'm not sure what the 8GB version is in the US. But it's definitely a good price point for Google to be trying to compete with other companies, because it's on par and it's just as good as the iPad, in my opinion. It's not as big, obviously. That could be why the price isn't as high, but also I think Google are trying to be competitive with other tablets. In my opinion, it's definitely the best Android tablet you can get out there now. Definitely for the price. It's running Jelly Bean, which is the newest version of the Android operating system, and because it's made by Google, you will probably get the newest updates of the operating system on the device. It's just a stock look Android operating system, because Google don't play around like the HTC do with HTC Sense or Samsung with the TouchWiz. But I like it. I think I think all the other phones should just stick to the stock version. Obviously, it would make them the same, but I definitely prefer this over HTC Sense and Samsung's TouchWiz. There is actually an app you can get, so when you turn the device, it goes into landscape mode. It actually doesn't come stock with the device, but this it's a very cheap app. I think it's 69p, and it turns everything into landscape mode on the main menu. Obviously, in games when you're playing them landscape, it does that irrelevant of this app, but this app does it very well. I'll leave a description of what the name of the app is in the description. Sorry. And it turns everything on the main menu, and it basically fits it to the screen, and it looks good. It doesn't look messy. I got a £15 free Google Play voucher with this device, and I think most retailers are selling this with a £15 free Google Play voucher. It also came with a free Transformers video. I think that's in high definition as well. I haven't actually watched it yet. And it came with a couple of books. I haven't really looked into them. Treasure Island's one. What I was going to talk about the device is the negative side. The screen is very good, but it's not on a level with the iPads or any sort of Retina display screen. It's a bit duller, especially when you're watching YouTube videos. I tested this against an iPad 3 and against a HTC One X, and the screen, it just wasn't as bright. It still looked good, but when you compared it to the two, it made it look obviously not as good. But for the price point, again, you've got to think that's what you get when you pay for it. Obviously, the Amazon have come out with a Fire HD, which may have a better screen, but I'm really not a fan of what they've done to the Android operating system on the Fire. Is it Fire? I can't remember if it's called the Fire, but I'm not the newest Amazon Kindle. I'm not a fan of what they've completely overlaid the design and just ruined it from the stock Android look. The front-facing camera, I think it's 1.3 megapixels. I might be completely wrong on that. I haven't really looked into it. I've only used it once or twice to use Skype and Android's Talk. A lot of users may be disappointed that there isn't a back camera, but it's not a huge concern because in my opinion, a lot of people who buy tablets have phones with cameras, or they might have an actual camera like I do. So I wasn't really interested in the camera anyway. When I used to have an iPad 2, I don't anymore, but I never used the camera on that anyway. In general, the device is very fast. It's fluid when moving. The graphics, it's got Tegra 3. It looks great when you're playing some of the top games. THD Shadowgun is one. It's like an Android version of Gears of War. I think it's also on the iPhone as well, though. Sorry, and it's just a great device for the price point that Google have offered. It's got everything that any other Android device does. The only thing I would say with Jelly Bean is they still haven't released Flash for it, which is quite disappointing because you can't watch certain catch-up channels. I think BBC iPlayer, I don't know if they've even got an app for that on Jelly Bean yet. And also Sky Go is still, we're waiting for Sky Go. That's still not on Jelly Bean, and it's still not an ice cream sandwich, I don't think. Sky Go, ignore me if you're an American, you may not know what it is. It's catch-up or live viewing TV subscription. Overall, I hope you like this review. I hope I've covered some of the points that you were looking for when you came to watch this review. And please leave me feedback on what you think maybe I missed, maybe I've done wrong. Like if you would like to. Please subscribe, that'll help me a lot. And comment, I just love any feedback I can get. Any sort of negative, positive, I don't mind if it's criticising as long as it's constructive. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.